talk a little bit also about sellers. They live in the rearview mirror. They zone in on what they've lost in value on their properties. Here's the challenge. Where do they go? And I understand that. But here's the deal with them. They need to understand that they're beginning to get some of their values back. You know that because obviously prices are appreciating. The numbers that you see, 30, 20% every month, that's ridiculous because it's the higher end that's selling now versus the lower end. But we know we are appreciating over all of the areas in the San Francisco Bay Area. But here's what they need to understand. They have AAA buyers right now. Pretty soon those AAA buyers are not going to be there because they will have all bought. Interest rates are low and going up, which means some people are going to be priced out of the market. So, you know, why don't you just wait till next year when you have B buyers and they have to go to the banks. The banks don't want to give them a loan, and then you need an appraisal and everything else that you need. Oh, by the way, Mr. Seller, are you considering what it's costing you to keep this property? Because if you bought it during the height of the market, you're paying 7%. And basically, you could sell that property now, and you could move into something and only get a loan for 4%, which makes a tremendous difference for you. Oh, and by the way, you have the perfect real estate world now. You have people, AAA, willing to pay cash and a premium. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? They're willing to come in, understand what the market is, and give you an extra $50,000 to $300,000 for something. How many times do you go in and say to somebody, I'd like to buy a Ford out there or a Lexus? Oh, gee, it says $56,000. Let me give you 70 for it because I just want it because life is wonderful and let me do that. You know that never happened. So be stupid, Mr. Seller. Why don't you wait? Wait till you get your 20% back because you won't get it. You'll have B buyers, not AAA buyers. Interest rates will go to 5 or 6% and half the world won't be able to qualify. The banks are going to come back and say, you need an appraisal. You know how that goes. And they're going to be living in the rearview mirror, and I don't blame them. They want every I dotted and every T crossed because if they don't, they're getting fined every which way from Sunday. So at the end of the day, Mr. Seller, you have the perfect opportunity now, so take advantage of it. All right, what do I think of this market? Here's what I think. I know, I'm going to wrap it up in 2 minutes.
Yes. Give her 2 minutes.
All right.
You guys get mad at me when we go too late. All right,
are you unhappy?
No.
Okay,
Go for it.
All right. I think this market is going to be from 3 to 5 years. That's the duration. It's like a bloom right now. It's lush. It's the most beautiful color it's ever been. And here's what's going to happen. I think you're going to have this market for probably another 6 to 7 months. And then what's going to happen is it's going to start to tame down. It's not going to go in the toilet, but it's going to tame down. And you will know that when these things happen. Interest rates start to go up, inventory grows, you have less multiple offers, less all-cash buyers, and developers can basically dig dirt. They are going to do that because now they found a way to do that and be profitable. That's all going to tame down this market. I think when you look back over the 3 to 5 year period, different places are going to have different points of appreciation. Some will have single digit of 6 to 8%. The really hot areas are going to have double digit appreciation over that 3 to 5 years of probably 10 to 15%. So you have a wonderful market, guys. I know the challenges that are out there, but be smart. Now I want to close with just a cute story. I have these 4 glorious grandchildren. They're 6, 5, 4, and 2, if you can imagine. So I'm watching the other day, the 2-year-old was a flaming redhead. I have no idea where we got her. We picked up the wrong kid at the hospital. And she's there, and it's time for her to go down for a nap, and she's only 2. And I said to her, come on, you have to go down for a nap. And she says to me, I won't. And I turned around and I said to her, you will. And she crossed her arms, and she's this little tiny thing. And I can't look down at many people, but if I can look down at her, she's looking up at me. And she says, I won't. And I said, you will. And she lays down and she starts to kick and scream the way children do. And so I picked her up, and on the way back to the bedroom, I said to her, you're going down for a nap. And let me tell you something, Jameson. When you go to school, you're going to learn the Pledge of Allegiance. And when you're going to do that, you're going to find out that it says, this is the republic for which it stands. It is not a democracy, which means I am the grandmother and I get more votes than you. So I put her down and she screams for 45 minutes before she exhausts herself and goes to sleep. So when we get up, she's just fine and wonderful and happy until her mother comes home, who's my daughter. And of course she cries, Nana was mean to me, nice. And I'm looking at my daughter, and I'm looking at her, and I'm thinking, you better answer this question correctly, because otherwise you are out of the will. So my daughter says, well, what did Nana do to you? Nana made me go down for a nap, and I told Nana I won't. And what did Nana what then did Nana say to you? I don't know what she said to me. Lots of words I didn't understand. She says, but I want to tell Nana. And she looked right at me, and she said to me, I won't. And I looked right back at her, and I said, Jameson, let me tell you something. As long as I am alive and I have a breath to breathe, I got news for you, kid. You will. Thank you.
Fantastic, as always.